Okay,
Okay.
today we are talking about anti-cheat systems.
Yay! And play soccer at the same time.
Yeah,
Yay.
Okay, sorry, anti cheats. Yes, go.
Five Royal, best game, fight me.
So what's the game again?
Hmm. Uh, well, currently we're talking about Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
But I think the original concern started with Valorant, right, Darren?
Yes, Darren, they installed a new anti-cheat software which actually has a rootkit access to your PC and then create access to it. Design thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it basically gives developers or anti-cheat or the company access to their PC like a mouse and keyboard for them to play around with your PC without your acknowledgement. And the sad thing about it is that even though you turn off a game, they still have access to your PC. So whether you like it or not, that's reality for you,
Hmm.
right? So what
Well,
I want to say?
it's what's the word called? It's
Tough.
very aggressive. I mean, here's what I would say that it's a very aggressive measure to
Hmm.
implement, or a very very aggressive way to implement an anti-cheat system. That's one thing for sure. Yeah,
It is.
I don't know enough, so I'm reading up about it now. But
For me, I could close an eye on Valorant slightly because it's a multiplayer game. But hey, Doom. Most of us are playing Doom because it's a single player game. We play Doom single player because
Doom
that's the
Eternal is the
selling point of it.
multiplayer aspect one. I thought.
Yeah, correct. But most of us playing Doom is single player. We play Doom story mode. We don't play multiplayer. Not a lot of us play multiplayer. But having to play single player and having forced to install this anti-cheat software, or if you're only playing single player, is quite shitty.
Well,
Yeah, that's quite shitty. I mean, if you are playing multiplayer, if you install a second multiplayer game, if you install a multiplayer aspect to it, and then it forces you to install the anti-cheat, I mean, I could sort of go around with it. But if you're playing only single player, why are you being forced to install an anti-cheat software on it? I mean, why? I
Is it
mean, they are not going.
is it kind of the same like how anti cheat was placed in Monster Hunter when there's no competitive gameplay?
yeah.
Oh shit.
But Monster Hunter, I can still understand to a certain degree. I mean, I disagree with the aggressive way they did it, regardless. But like, you have people cheating such that your leaderboards are like 1 second clear of monster, which is bullshit. That's dumb lah. But then again, it's as I said lah. I think it's the developers are stuck in between the rock and a hard place lah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to be fair, there will never be a 100% way of um inverted commas removing cheats from a game lah. I mean, that's for sure. Okay, I mean, let's just put aside like single player, multiplayer for now. Let's just focus on um I guess the reality behind, or like from a developer's point of view lah. Yeah, and the fact remains that anti-cheat systems are implemented because developers feel it detracts from the enjoyment of the game, right? I mean, that's the basic. I think that's the most foundational reason for including an anti-cheat system lah. So, for example, like R6 Siege,
Mm-hmm.
correct? If you don't have an anti-cheat system, then that type of competitive gameplay will not be enjoyable anymore lah. So I think let's
Hmm.
just set that foundation first. But with regards to Doom, at least, right, and I guess Valorant to a certain extent, the bigger issue is that the company. Okay, I'm not sure about Valorant. Darren, you can also let me know. Did they
All right.
announce the implementation of the NPG system before or when they implemented it, or did they just like under the radar type of thing?
For what I know, is under radar. I was reading through watching this YouTube video by this guy called the Ordinary Gamer. So he did some digging around and realized that there was actually a rootkit access. So they did announce that this is actually an anti-cheat, but they did not announce that this was actually a kernel-based anti-cheat. So that was part of their mistake.
Mm. Yeah,
So
because from what I see on the Doom subreddit right now,
you don't have to look at somebody. Just look at Steam
no,
overlay.
of course,
You
Steam reviews is another way lah, but some of the prevailing arguments is just on the fact like, okay, you implemented this is one thing, but the fact is there's complete radio silence you did not even tell us you're doing it. You just tried to sweep it under the radar, etc., etc., etc. Yeah.
And the one thing about it is that those people play on Steam, Notorious on Steam, right? If you are clueless about it, you press the update button and you just install a malware in your PC. Apparently, the antivirus will detect it like consider a virus.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, my bigger, the bigger push should be that yes, it should be considered a virus.
It is a virus, but apparently they don't. It is a virus.
Corporates need to know that aggressive measures. It's you're using it for good, right? But it's still
A virus.
a rootkit. This anti-cheat, right? It's just a rootkit in another game. That's all.
It's just probably a master key in a PC.
Yeah, sure, it's fulfilling a noble, in inverted commas, noble ambition or noble role, which is anti-cheat. Who likes cheaters? Put it this way.
Yeah, I don't like cheaters.
As I said, let's put aside the single player, multiplayer aspect first. Yeah. So let's just put it like, okay, cheating is bad, primarily multiplayer. We all agree on that.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, as I said, I disagree the way they implemented it, but
I disagree too.
it's hard to come up with. The whole point about doing this right now and talking about it is also like, if you want to bitch about it, right, you can just bitch about it online, lah. but more importantly is there a moderate way forward, lor?
The
moderate action.
The most simpler way I can see is that you have a ghost account in every match to go monitor the system. It's kind of like an admin around there, so you monitor whoever you tag and then you kick them out of the game. That's the best I can think. What game was it? What game was it that have this purpose? They have this ghost character in every single game that they kick as a moderator. What's it called? I can't remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I can't remember what game is it off my tongue, but what they do is that they have this ghost character in the game and they play as normal humans. So if they detect that you're playing in sort of a very funny way, so for example, you play Rainbow Six Siege, right? Out of all five kills you have, all headshots through a wall, yeah, we'll probably kick you out of the game. So that's how I think it is. But this is all is very taxing on the gamer, on the moderating side of it, basically.
It's very manual, in this sense. It's what's the word called? Manpower intensive.
Correct. But some of these things are probably good because not robots and AI is not intelligent enough to take over us. Let's face it.
Let's do that for example. Okay, and let's just check Valorant's multiplayer counts. How many people are playing Valorant?
Judging by the way they market it, it's gonna be a lot.
Valorant is it a multiplayer one?
Yes, it's a CSGO.
How many people are playing it right now?
I have no idea, but I know it's gonna be a lot of people playing because of this streamer advertisement. Yes, Neil. It's kind of like CSGO mixed with a bit of Overwatch.
It's basically Overwatch copy. Whether it's a good copy remains to be seen.
Oh yeah.
I like the gameplay, to be honest.
No doubt it's fun, but I'm just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, go
Valorant
on.
is not on Steam.
Sorry?
Valorant is not on Steam.
It's not on Steam, it's on Beta.
No, is it on
Riot? No, yeah.
No, sorry, Epic. Sorry. It's a Riot game, sorry.
But in any case, sort of estimated 1 million people. It's play the game on Steam.
Oh, you can?
Vert, I think I'm wrong. But I don't know, I can't find it on Steam. Maybe it's a region issue.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe it's not open in Singapore.
Oh, it better not be.
I can find it on Steam.
Yeah, I just don't like the way of company pushing out this anti-cheat software and being so aggressive on every single player that they have access to it. And some more Valorant, Z, you were sharing earlier that Valorant NDC software can hack just days after introduction.
I'm not sure about that. I didn't keep up on the news for that.
Yeah, anyway, I heard about it. It got hacked days into it. So, judging by getting hacked about it, I'm just not too sure about it. It's just like, the best way to think about it is this way, right? Your houses, your house has a master key to your house, right? Your door key, right? So they are just trying to push in the way of saying, hey guys, instead of losing your key, how about entrusting us a carbon copy of your key, of your door main house key, such that in case if you lost a key, we will provide you a key to your house, so you will never be locked out of your house again. Sounds good, right? But counting that the company has been robbed many times, do you trust the company now? Yeah. And then the government is forcing you. Everyone has to issue a key, a carbon copy key to this company. That's how it sounds like to us now as a gamer. So no.
Okay lah. As a casual conversation, I guess that analogy works. But because we also don't. Okay, to be very honest, yes, we know that it has root access. Yes, we know that it's accessing kernel. I think what kernel 0 is it?
Yes, kernel 0.
Not computer savvy, but or programmer savvy in that sense. But what actually can be done using this, right, is all hypothetical as of now. Concerns are there, yes, but it is still hypothetical. Like, no one has actually lost. Okay, I'm saying this not because I'm trying to defend them.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to give it a comparison to, well, not exactly apples to apples comparison, but DRM, which has bricked computers before.
Oh.
Install the game because you change one piece of the hardware.
Oh yes.
So yes. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like at least with DRM, right? Like they have kind of like a spotty track record in that sense, lah. You know, and with regards to this kernel 0 access, it still remains to be seen whether it can be used maliciously. Right now, as I said, like, I'm coming from a very layman's point of view, so someone has got to show something lah. Otherwise it will be he said she said sort of thing lor. Hopefully, my hope is that someone can kind of prove that, hey, all right, not only does it have root access, but for example, if I'm a malicious hacker, I will use it this way. It has this backdoor. Like for example, the whole issue about Intel, right? I mean, everyone always kept saying that Intel's security, what was it called?
Security. I think it was not security measure things.
Yeah, in their CPUs, right, was always crap, right? So it never got fixed until someone actually
announced it.
Now, yeah, this is actually a very big security flaw. I've proven it. Can you please go and fix your damn thing? You see, so the same needs to be done for Valorant. The same needs to be done for Doom Eternal as well. Like, someone has to show that it is, or at least in principle, let me rephrase that again. Like, that it practically can be used, by someone malicious, and not just by because it accesses kernel. That's why. Because if you keep saying that, you kind of run the risk of saying also like, hey, what, Windows has kernel access as well, right? Windows has its own security vulnerabilities. Yeah, I think if you want to tackle it from a user perspective, right? Yeah, you have to keep that in mind. What I feel people are more concerned, and even Joel probably who just gave it what
yeah, what
be probably more about the privacy aspect of
what privacy?
Okay, so
sorry, what's going on? I have no clue what is going on.
Podcast.
Oh, we are on a podcast.
Yep.
And Jeremy is on Stalker.
Yes.
So
because
multitasking IQ level 1000.
No. It's not multitasking.
I am stalking the conversation.
Right.
Jeremy providing the platform. Darren and I are just
talking about
right.
The whole topic. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
They're just talking about their asses.
Yeah. This is just casual conversation.
Right. Cool.
Alright, so the whole point about this, right, is very intrusive anti-cheat systems that have been implemented in two specific games. First was Valorant, by Epic Games, and the second one now is Doom Eternal, which I think as of the latest update, 48 hours ago or something like that.
Yep.
Well, Darren can provide more info. What did they do?
Oh, there's a little patch update, Doom Eternal. So apparently they claim that this update actually helps to improve the game's performance and whatnot in multiplayer. So everyone was happy about it until someone digs out about this anti-cheat software that they maliciously hide in their update to install it. And there was no news about the update until this guy on Reddit posted it that hey, there's this intrusive anti-cheat software that was being installed. So people dig up and realize that this anti-cheat software is actually implemented inside this update, buried under all this feature, and no one talks about it. Even the latest update on Steam, I was reading through the update on Steam, right? There was no news about anti-cheat software. No one actually talks about it. Not even developers talk about it.
What does intrusive anti-cheat mean?
Rootkit install software, administrative access to your PC, even after the game turns off. So this anti-cheat software
root install anti-cheat.
Yep, and they claim from the developer, and they claim from the update that hey, we're not going to do any malicious activity from you. So
okay. Might be a bit easier. Most helpful reviews from IGZORN from Steam. The novel anti-cheat was pushed into the game with the latest update. This program will need to run whether you play single or multiplayer. It is installed in a way that it operates on kernel level, meaning that it will get way too many privileges that I'm comfortable with. So basically, it's do or die here. I can't play the game anymore if I want to uphold my principles. Yeah, so this software was introduced after the launch, and after his purchase, he would like to have known about it, and he would not have bought the game in the first place, but it was pushed onto him, and he does not agree to these new terms of service. Blah blah.
Okay, just
laws, whatever that is. Yeah.
Just to clarify, intrusive anti-cheat doesn't mean crappy anti-cheat, correct?
Correct. So that was what I was. Okay. So when you came in, right, my whole point was this. If you're talking about it from a user perspective, that means usability or practicality. I don't know how to say it, but I don't know the exact term for it. But the whole point is that someone has to show that it impacts performance, or it actually can be used maliciously by a third party to gain access to your computer to, for example, steal information from your PC. Very layman terms here. So when you came in, I was at the point where I was saying that if you talk about it from a privacy perspective, then you might have a case, because you're giving access to data on your computer, which, frankly speaking, this company has no right to gain access, or yeah. So I will stop it at there, and then we can continue from there.
No, I mean the thing about it is it's not about whether what happened. It's more of a preventive measure. Like from what I see, it's like it may not happen, but it's more of like what happened if it did happen. So people are just trying to find exploits in the hole and just trying to give awareness to people who watch it. Like, hey, this might happen. The volcano is having smoke. It might erupt. Do something about it. But that's the point of it. Not many people knows about it. So it brings awareness. So the only way to do it is that for government sectors to actually step in. I mean, like the what I call it, the Star Wars, the gambling thing from EA. It takes government sector to step in. If not, they won't notice. They won't even talk shit about it. It will soon be buried under all those good comments about the game. No one knows about it. So yeah, it needs some sort of government to back up this claim. I doubt Bethesda will ever move an inch.
Well, for our reference, I found this thread that was posted 1 month ago on the Valorant subreddit, where it states that there are plenty other games that have that use kernel level anti-cheat systems.
For
shit! Example, Easy anti-cheat and Battle Eye, out of which Rainbow Six Siege is one of them. So I don't know what you guys think about that though.
Time to uninstall Rainbow Six Siege.
Well, if we're talking about intrusive anti-cheat, I don't really comment much, because more often than not, terms and conditions this does say something about third-party software. So It sort of depends. But if you're talking about crappy antivirus, I have a lot of comments about that.
No.
I-
Anti-cheat.
we began with Maple, let's not forget about Capcom and Monster Hunter.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, so
Break up
I
my
have
chocolate.
plenty of comments right there. Just
Tea ready.
yeah, just if it's about intrusive, I really don't have much to say because if it falls within the contract of the terms and conditions and we didn't read it, then
So
too bad.
here's the thing, right? Now the problem with Doom, right, is that originally it did not have it. So the original TOS, the terms of service, which no one reads actually, let's be very frank.
Yep.
By any rights, if you're the company, you probably would have added a clause in that allows updates of anything lah.
Yes,
You know?
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically speaking, people who scream like, "Hey, this was not what I agreed to in the TOS," I'm pretty sure the lawyers will be able to. Nope, we actually did put it inside the TOS.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
you basically is like signing your life, all your rights and your pet to us. So
Yep.
Yeah.
good luck with that.
Yeah. But if you do know from the start and then you still sign up for it knowingly, then
That is a problem, yeah.
yeah, lor. And that is the problem with Zoom because at this point because we all know that they take root permissions. Only until recently that they fixed it. Like finally fixing it.
I think, is it because the government side they was complaining about it, like Singapore side or whatever?
No, it took it on another level because they have a lot of people picking it up as a free service, not corporately. So their servers are suffering a lot from it and they are not earning a lot of money, even though their stocks are like getting
Well,
better in a way, right?
Yeah. I thought their stock jumped like a fair bit.
Yeah, their stock jump a lot, but then actually, if you notice, because of the security issues, a lot of corporates did not favor picking up Zoom.
True lah. And if you probably where the money is at.
So yeah, correct. So eventually they suffered. They will suffer because a lot of like users like us are using Zoom and they are causing their servers to overload. So like finally they fixed it, and then today they never really talked about like them being sorry about their trashy performance. So let's just not go there.
Yeah, and just remember, EA was talking about, talking about back to monetary clauses that force company to change. Talking about Star Wars Battle Prime and the loot crate nonsense. Like even after all this nonsense, the government step up to it and comment about their loot box practices. Right? They never did say once it's actually their fault. I'm sorry. All they say is the surprise mechanics.
Well, you see, the problem is I mean, now that we are switching topics to scummy game corporation commentary, I guess. The main point is that from a corporate perspective, right, EA will never backtrack because the moment right that they admit that they are wrong on Battlefront, I think it was the latest Battlefront 2, right? That also means, right, that will essentially mean that they are wrong also for NBA, for all of the sports franchises that essentially rely on such mechanics in order to earn the money that they're earning right now. From what I've heard from online and casual reading, is that EA earns a lot of their revenue from sports titles.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah. And it's not just like yearly refreshes, but it is literally your loot box systems, which have been earning them a shit ton of money. So the moment they admit that is ethically wrong, right, then it means that they will have to do something about their other sports franchises, which is frankly speaking why they rather would have the moral low ground in this case to defend their practices. Yeah, because you must realize that essentially they were Anakin Skywalker in episode 3 when don't try the high ground, and it's like I'm more powerful, and then they get slapped and everything, and then you run stuff. Still one of the most powerful guys out there, which actually kind of personifies EA quite a bit.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah. So from a corporate perspective, I can see why they duck in lah. I mean, for the lack of a better word.
Yeah, and that's why they're also doing all this kind of malicious software implementation, especially all those stupid anti-cheat software because of their
Well,
own whim and fancy.
I mean, going back to that again, right? It will always be a race between programmers and not programmers, sorry, as in like specific for DRM, the race between crackers and security.
Hmm?
Yeah,
No, because once you
suckers are hard work.
because once you implement this thing, right, if hackers were to know that, hey, if they install a backdoor access to the PC, anyone could have gone in. So all it takes is someone to hack in, and yeah, there goes the data. So, I mean, as what I say, I just don't like having someone who have a hand in my PC, especially now that I know of Rainbow Six Siege. I'm thinking twice about downloading it again, or
Well,
installing it. Sorry,
Battle Eye is essentially an anti-cheat system that is kernel level access, supposedly lah.
surprised,
Yeah,
surprised
but
that
I
happens.
wouldn't be surprised because I think it's a reflection also, right? I mean, okay, we look at it from a user perspective, right? But we also it would be good for us to look at it from the perspective of why it is done in the first place, right? Why does
Yeah, yeah.
anti-cheat why does an anti-cheat system have to become so intrusive in order for it to be quote unquote effective? Correct? Because it either means one or two things lah, which probably the most likeliest explanation, the simplest explanation, is that cheating has become so sophisticated. The methods of cheating have become so sophisticated that the only other way to detect it would be to go through kernel level access lah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's the justification that I can see of a kernel or kernel level cheat
Kernel
system
based.
lah. Yeah.
Or
It
I
does.
mean,
Sorry, as in just
yeah, go
finish this
ahead.
last point. So because I kind of see the parallels, right? Like looking into it between DRM and cracking as well. Because DRM
That's fine.
DRM is essentially so intrusive, right? Because the way that people have cracked the game have become so much better at doing it now. You know, to even to the point where if you require server access, right, the crackers will just use server emulators to get the job done. So essentially, it's this race lah, and the race has come to a point where, in the quote unquote arms race, has come to a point where people have security companies have deemed such technology to be uh, to be
To play the game.
the best solution that they have right now lah. Yeah, because frankly speaking, right, you look at all these type of solutions, it's not cheap. It's not. I don't think it's cheap to develop either. You know, so yeah, there's some things that have to be considered also from our perspective lah. If you want to be fair in your assessment and not just to do a witch hunt.
Yeah, but in a perfect world scenario, right? I'll happily allow them the administrative access. I mean, in a perfect world, but not now, lah. I mean, in this world where at any point in time, I mean, don't tell me a program can be hacked, right? Don't, in every single world, there's always someone better than you. I mean, you know that phrase, right? So what makes you think that this access will always be there?
Fred. Number one, don't start with in a perfect world because in the perfect world, no one will be cheating.
In a perfect world, there'll be no police and there'll be no doctors because everyone is all healthy. Yep. So.
I mean, in the perfect world, no one will find the reason to cheat. But if you're bad at the game, you're bad at the game, lah.
Yeah, exactly.
No one is good at everything.
And neither no cheater is ever that bad not to hack the system lah.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, I think there has to be a compromise somewhere whereby they have to have some sort of like compromise from gamers.
But talking about that, right? I really like although I have no personal experience, but I like the idea of pairing cheaters with cheaters.
Oh, that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah. So from what I saw online, COD Warzone, and I think what's the other one? I was just googling it just now. One sec. Warzone and Apex Legends. Yeah. But of course, then what's the word called? The the flip side, of course, is how do you then identify cheaters, lah? Which then brings you back to the same problem of how these things are done, lah. So,
I mean, like what I said earlier about arms race, maybe when someone actually install hack, they detect it, then they create another hack to go underneath the surface, and then antivirus and then the anti-cheat program has to have another anti-cheat software to go beneath the surface. So it's an arms race of going in between the circles in there, like the access circles in there. So that's what it boils down into at this point in time. But there's no choice. I mean, the only compromise I'll take is people play using VPN. Using a virtual machine to play with it. That way it'll be okay. So I can have a VPN that allows you to access all my PC I ever want to, that I set a benchmark for you not to access beneath my virtual machine should be okay. But counting from Valorant, they don't allow you to use VPN. I doubt Bethesda will do the same as well.
Well, it's hard to backtrack, even with so much negative press. That guy is close.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's hard because backlash is never permanent. People forget. We have so many examples of people boycotting games because they took out something and then like 3 months later they're all playing that game that they wanted to boycott anyway 3 months ago. So yeah, we've all seen that meme.
Yep.
So
and also Bethesda, little company, is very notorious for these kind of things. It's very unlikely that people will forget, especially what Bethesda did recently with their Fallout series, and now Doom is here with their new series. So it's very interesting to see.
Because I'm quickly reading through, skimming, I would say more accurately, through an article about it by Ars Technica right now, and essentially the whole point is that the cheating software now has gone to the kernel level as well. So in order to detect it, then the anti-cheat has to run as simply put as possible. Yeah. So from the article, you want to read it?
Yep, yes please. Maybe during dinner we can read it after this.
No, how to access. That's the one I'm reading right now. I asked. Essentially, I'm reading this part. The old anti-cheat system gives cheat. The old anti-cheat system gave cheaters a big advantage, which is said by Riot, since those cheaters could use code signing holes or Windows corruption exploits to create cheating software that runs at the kernel level. With that more privileged access to the system, those kernel level cheating tools could make themselves look completely legitimate to user level anti-cheat tools, which have more limited visibility into the inner workings of the OS. So yeah, long story short, that's their reasoning behind it. Yeah, which is why I keep saying it's not so much of a hey, this is bad because it's operating at the kernel level because there's so many other anti-cheats that do so, but rather it is 2 points. First point is communication. Devs or developers and publishers never communicated when these anti-cheat systems were being implemented. So it came as a surprise. Why does someone have to find out about it first, right? Before, why do I have to find out from someone who dug through your files? Why couldn't you just say, hey, we're implementing anti-cheat because we have found people that are cheating using these level cheats, for example. And number 2 is privacy issues. That's the more egregious one. Or rather, I mean, put it this way, from a consumer standpoint, I think that's the more defensible.
Yeah, it is. But actually, what boogers my mind, mostly based on how single player games boogers, why single player games have to have anti-cheat.
Sounds funny.
Damn it.
Karen?
Yeah, but wondering why even single player games, right? They are forced to install anti-cheat. Like, really, Bethesda? Yes.
That is the part, right, that I agree with you, but I have this feeling that it is because of the way games are developed. They are not developed in like a single player module, multiplayer module. They're developed together combines, which is which is why, for example, right, Terrorist Hunt is the way it is in R6 Siege. Correct? Whatever they change,
Hey.
probably whatever they change in Terrorist Hunt would also affect how multiplayer works. Correct? Or maybe it's
Right.
just simpler to do that and you don't have the resources. I do not know. It's usually bureaucratic or corporate nonsense somewhere upstairs which says you don't have the resources to do it. You know, I don't know. I wish they will make it a lot like like R6 Vegas 2, that's for sure, with updated quality of life functions. But
Yep.
you know, we dream and we continue to dream because that's all we
Like I know Modern Warfare, they actually separate the game. Like they have multiplayer, they download separate from Steam, multiplayer or single player.
But the thing is, right, is the service able to even recognize the difference? I think this is the part where I don't know. I'm just putting out ideas
Yeah.
out there to
Same.
kind of not even defend, but just to explain. Maybe give some insight on why, you know, this shit happens.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, most players are probably closing an eye based on multiplayer, but for single player, I think that's where they hit the nerve. Like, playing single player game and make it playable in there. There's a lot of people.
I mean that's the whole point of I mean some people see as anti-consumer because kind of like Capcom like that, right?
Yeah, can rave about
may
it.
have issues with doing mods, installing mods, especially on PC. So there's that. Um, it's not essential. That's one thing, which is why Capcom will never officially support mods. Yeah, and also
Unfortunately.
like Fallout, I think they tried to monetize mods. Those bastards.
Yep. Oh, you read about it as well? Congratulations.
Yeah. No, that was quite a while back. I remember watching Jimquisition and Angry Joe vids about that.
Oh, for me, you know how I know about this anti-cheat software from Doom was actually I was watching this review about how shitty Bethesda is the Fallout 4, the latest update. They're going to monetize. They're going to have this better pass system, but they do not allow people to grind for the payable currency. They remove that function away. Instead, they want people to grind for days. So they make it such that if you want to grind, you can grind, but it'll take you forever to grind.
It's more efficient to just buy it. I mean, that's like R6 Siege also. Correct?
No, but it's worse than that.
No,
Yeah.
of course it's worse lah. But that's the R6 Siege in a nutshell, also lah. You know, until now I will never unlock the operators in time because I don't play that much even in the first place. And the multiplayer doesn't even engage me.
I mean, the only way you can play with it is only if you are playing as a streaming game, like what most streamers does, or you just buy it. Right?
That's the problem. I think with the rise of the, I think R6 Siege, right, is a answer to monetizing esports. I think that's the very obvious fact lah. Everything is
Exactly.
and as much as they are concerned, the single player market is dead. Well, as far as every single major corporation, right? With I guess very little very few exceptions. I think Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red is one of them. But every other major corporation, gaming publisher company out there, right? It's very simple. How much time I need to invest in a product to develop a product, and then how much money and how much revenue I can gain out of it. I can tell you what spoiled the market: mobile gaming. Mobile gaming spoiled the market because I was watching this video about Hideo Kojima and how he had his falling out with what's that company's name?
With the what? Silent PT.
Huh?
Silent PT, right? Silent Hill, the PT game.
Silent Hills, PT, Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, what game was it?
Apparently, over Death Stranding.
No, it's not. No. It's over MGS. MGS5.
Okay.
Well, Death Stranding. No, Death Stranding was developed
Oh, sorry.
independently. Yeah. I forgot. It's good I forgot the name because Konami.
Konami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I heard about that one as well. But go on.
correct. Yeah, so the part that really struck me, right, was I think halfway through the production of MGS5. Basically MGS5 was not done yet, and they were already behind schedule. I think he needed more time or something, and then you can slowly see, and then there was this speculation that his influence in the company started falling after a certain point, and the certain point was when another guy came in, right, and essentially
Took over.
went like, hey, I turned this franchise. It was another franchise. I can't remember which one. Might be Dragon Quest, but I might be wrong. He turned another franchise into a mobile game, and that mobile game, right, earned in revenue millions. Maybe not like tens of millions, but like at least a few million along those lines in the Japanese market. And he goes like, this is the new wave because I have put in so little, comparing it to traditional development, like what Hideo Kojima was doing. I have put in so much less resources to do this, and I come up with so much more profit out of it. Correct? What reason is there? What corporate reason is there, right? Not to go with this plan. Literally, I tell you, right, any corporate sees that number, right, any investor sees those numbers, right, they literally shit their pants, just trying to invest and say this is the right direction to go to.
Right.
Which is why I think it spilled over in the end, and then like that, together I feel with the rise of streaming. Streaming's rise, right, was actually a very important, I feel like a very important reason why we are in this situation right now. Why multiplayer seems to have taken over. Because it was quite funny. If you realize, right, okay, I don't know about you, Darren, but Jeremy, you will know this. In the early 2000s, right, multiplayer was always
second thought.
Yeah, a second thought. Okay, Darren, you will know also. Yeah, it was always something that was tagged onto single player. Where everyone was trying to sell the single player experience.
Fine, let's do it. That kind of thing.
Right. It was always like, okay, I guess every game has to have both modes to reach out to the largest player base. Then streaming came out, which caused two issues. Streaming, I feel, right, streaming is the one thing, right, that caused the in a way, right, the death of single player in the eyes of major publishers, and showcased the rise of multiplayer, right, in the eyes of these same publishers as well. Problem with single player games, right, is that usually you play it once, you're done, right? Now the thing is that with high-end streaming, right, once you've watched someone play it, right, I have no reason to play anymore. That's in the minds of the corporates, and I think that is wrong. I'll say why later. But the flip side, right, was that it showed when people were doing this multiplayer thing, right, it was like, hey, I'm really good at, and people admire that skill in a certain sense lah. And I think the quality of streaming as it went up, right, the number of people that started streaming as well, the accessibility of it increased, and therefore it kind of showed like, hey, multiplayer is the way to go now. Which is why, like, after, like, I think maybe Modern Warfare 1 was probably the first one. Okay, I might be wrong on that, I'm not sure. I've not been very updated on this, but my impression is Modern Warfare 1 was the first one that came out because it was a very accessible multiplayer that could also be streamed. Correct? And then later on, you'll see every single other company playing catch up to that. And it's like, oh, crap, the esports market is big. Dota was another one. But then people started asking themselves, right, can we do that for FPS as well? Then Overwatch came out. And when Overwatch came out, then suddenly every single person started to do it. Then, okay, Overwatch is not the only one as well. H1Z1, that's another one.
And Battle Royale trend started.
Correct. And then to a certain extent, even before that, Arma. Right? Maybe for the more hardcore, but it's still the same thing, right? You're streaming what you're playing and you're showing a level of skill. And this type of thing it makes people think that, hey, maybe I can have that level of skill, or maybe, hey, I saw, for example, in R6 Siege, right? I see Bikini Body do this stupid shit. Can I do it as well? And then you were like, hey, now I'm motivated to play a little bit more of multiplayer. And then suddenly all these companies are like, okay, now how do I monetize multiplayer? And they took a page out of Dota's book and they started monetizing cosmetics. And the problem with monetizing cosmetics is you need to give people a reason to buy those cosmetics in the first place with real money, which is why now the grind is so focused on making you feel impatient about grinding for a certain thing and causing you to, hey, you know what, I got no time to play 200 hours to unlock 5 operators. I'm just going to pay $20.
Oh wow! If you thought the grind in Rainbow Six was bad, wait till you play War Thunder.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, okay lah. F2P free to play. War Thunder is free to play, right?
War Thunder is
Yes.
free to play.
Okay, free to play kind of gets a pass because they are free to play, as so long as they are not like showing advertisements in game or something like that. Like fair enough. Okay? If that's your only way of revenue, I can't say much. Okay, you have a justification. It's a in the end it's a business model, right? If it's in the free market system, if it's not doing well, then no one will play it. The game dies. Correct. In fact, I'm actually quite surprised in realizing that maybe the most accurate representation of a capitalist free market system, right, is actually gaming right now.
Yep, it is.
Correct, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because people respond and they take the data, they run through it, say, oh, people respond this way, then they do some more, people respond again.
Correct. Yeah. So, rolling a bit back to my point on single player and why people interpreted it wrongly. Corporates, unfortunately, for better or for worse, tend to focus on very short-term monetary decisions.
Yep.
Good thing is that usually they can turn around a big profit in time. Bad thing is they are very reactionary. Well, most of them are lah, unless they are like kind of like cutting edge. But cutting edge has its own resource intensive what's it called again? First movers advantage is true, but first mover also has to commit a lot of resources to developing that first mover edge as well. That other people will just use you as a stepping stone. So there are pros and cons. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the problem with the short-sighted thing, right, is that they only saw single player as a use once and then you're done. Correct.
Yeah.
Once the story is spoiled, no one wants to play that again. And this is the funny thing. The reason why there are so many remasters right now, right, is because they finally started realizing, right, that people don't have, and this is damn funny. I don't know why they never. This is like something that none of these idiots realized before. No one has perfect memory.
Yeah.
Correct. Just because I played a game, just because like recently I restarted playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3 again. Now I'm on Black Ops. And the reason why I replayed that is because I don't remember the storyline. I mean, I remember the rough, like I know the twists. You know, like spoiler alert, Reznov isn't real, for example.
Yep. Isn't real.
I don't know. I didn't remember. Oh shit! There was this black general in this black general, this like Angola, this Angolian general. It's like, fight on, my brothers. You just freaking shooting people.
Black Ops 2.
Yeah, the first mission. Yeah.
Oh,
See,
man.
you don't even remember, and you actually liked Black Ops.
Yes.
Or Black Ops 2. I don't know the franchise.
And then got Gothic scene at the end.
Correct. So that's why they started to realize that, hey, oh wait, you know, there are actually people who want remakes, you know, because single player actually has some value now, you know, and it's not only for those people that have played it before. Actually, more importantly, it's for people that have not played it yet. They're trying to catch the market, but they're starting to realize that people who have played it once would definitely want to play it again.
Right? Actually, I got one better example to give you. You know a game called Halo? They import everything from Xbox over to PC for that same reason.
Yeah, correct.
And
Halo is a little bit different though. Okay, so here's what I would say. Single players, right, work on, I feel, there are 2 reasons why people will continue to play single player, or maybe 3 reasons why it contributes to longevity. Number 1 is the story. If the story is actually extremely good, people will play again. That's for sure. And this goes to say also for stories with branching storylines. So, for example, Witcher 3. I've not played it, but I've heard the branching storylines are amazing. Another one will be Mass Effect, the first three, and to a certain extent, Andromeda as well. It was buggy as all hell. Like, here's one for me, like, you know, like I would play Persona 5 Royal again because the storyline clicks. Like, I've seen the storyline, I know the storyline, but I will still play because the story is pretty good. You know, there are some things that your first playthrough you might miss out on because there's just such a volume of story down there. And I think the same thing would be, and it will also be the same for Cyberpunk as well when it comes out in September.
Oh, I can't wait to buy it.
Correct. Okay, so
Come out in
that
September.
I think it will lah. CD Projekt Red. Okay lah, unless they post some delay, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, the second thing I feel about it, right, is mechanics. The most about it is mechanics. The mechanics of the game aren't good, right? People will just rush through the storyline and be done with it. So
Yeah.
for indie games, right, and focus purely on storyline with very minimal mechanics, actually this is the part that I would say a single player story would fail them in that sense. So what I'm thinking about is things like Life is Strange, that series. Others would be maybe Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. These are the kind of like the indie games that I still remember, lah. You know, and these
And
are the
Japan
ones.
visual novels.
Yeah, VNs as well. Well, VN actually would belong to the storyline, the storyline category, right? Because you
Yep.
can like romance. Like put it this way, Persona 5, you can romance 9 different girls. You have a choice
Yeah.
of, yeah, now you can have a choice of 9 different girls. Used to be 8, now it's 9.
Gotta catch
And
it all.
essentially, and
Gonna
actually,
hug
you know,
them all.
it's actually 10 different options because there is the option to be a harem cheater, but the
Yay.
the consequence is that they all find out on Christmas and they all beat you up after that. So it's pretty funny.
Oh no.
So going back to mechanics, right? Like for me, if you ask me, a good example would be Persona 5. Because Persona 5, the storyline is good, but the mechanics also, right? Like the dungeon crawling aspects, the confidence systems, it's actually enjoyable. It's actually nice. You know, it's actually, yeah, it's nice to play. And for people who enjoy certain mechanics, right, that clicks with them, like this is why Jeremy is still playing Stalker
Yep.
after such a long time.
Okay.
Even though it looks like crap right now, it looks like it belongs somewhere in the early 2000s. Sorry, it's really artifacting very badly on my screen.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's
so-
gonna
so
be
that-
my installation actually.
yeah, it's fine. I think it's the internet connection as well. Yeah. But in any case, yeah, so that's why he's playing it because, you know, it's he likes the mechanics. It looks like a management simulator. It looks like a weapon management simulator to me.
It does actually.
so that's no, I can't say anything against that. And then I think the last point would be that contribute to a game's longevity, right, is mods. Like your Skyrim, like your Monster Hunter World, like every single
Create new
Bethesda
missions.
game before Fallout 76, I think. Or rather the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout franchises, I think, to be more specific. Yeah,
I
more
mean,
mod stuff,
they
more-
add stuff.
Yeah.
They add missions to it that no developer can ever have time for.
Correct. So I think these are like the 3 main things that I see in a single player that really helps lah. You know. Okay, I'll give you another example with regards to mechanics and storyline. Prey. The
Oh, Prey's a nice
2017
game.
version of Prey, yeah.
I love
I
it
played
so
it back
much.
in 2017, right? I would play it again. In fact, I actually have it installed on my com. I just haven't gotten around. Just lazy to play it now because I'm gaming fatigue. If you get what I mean.
Oh yeah, everyone has it right now.
Yeah, this is why I'd rather talk to you guys when I feel up for it. Yeah. So, yeah, single player has always been given a bad rap, and I tell you, the multiplayer, we are going to see a shift soon. That's my guess. In this year, if not next year, within the next in fact, I would say the shift. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I think the shift has already happened already. We are now in a balance, right, where they're actually single player and multiplayer games are good quality, and they're actually balanced in terms of the number of good quality ones that we have. The surprising aspect, right, is this. Let me ask you all, right, when multiplayer was first pushed, right, which platform was it pushed on?
PlayStation.
Yes.
Xbox.
Yes,
I had no idea.
consoles. Okay, long story short, Darren is right. Consoles. consoles were the first pushers, right, of multiplayer-centric games.
Halo was one of them as well.
Halo, yes, Halo later caught. Whichever genius managed to map controllers, right, to do an art to actually compete. To do multiplayer FPS, right? It's a freaking genius, I tell you. But you know what
Yeah.
the ironic thing is right now? Previously, right, especially in the early 2000s with the rise of Xbox, PS3, or rather I would say Xbox lah, and even the Wii, multiplayer was actually pushed more on the consoles. PC was more of a single player platform.
I think I roughly know why, like, because console is easily available for others to buy, and then they attract more
Exactly.
crowd than PC does.
Exactly. Accessibility. But now, if you look at the latest releases, right, or the top games that came out in the last 5 years, right, on both consoles, on both platforms, right, that means console platforms and PC platforms, right, you will see that there's a shift. Now, right, on the PC, right, multiplayer is king.
Oh,
Your
sure.
Dota, your Apex
CSGO,
Legends,
Valorant.
yeah, exactly, CSGO, Valorant, your Battle Royales, Fortnite, for example. All of these are
Fortnite.
king now on the PC platform. Just go to Steam and you look at the top, or like consistent across several months, like, you know, online games are king lah. But you look at the PS4. What are the top games of the PS4, or rather, what are the better games of the PS4 lah? They're all single player games.
I
God
think
of War,
because of the
Sorry.
visual novels are more attributed there, like Tales series, Tales of Iliad, Tales are all on the PlayStation.
I would disagree, because you see, right, a lot of them are actually RPGs. It's not even visual novel. I mean, it started with visual novels. Visual novels were always there, but now it's
Yeah, but Tales
RPGs.
Tales are on PlayStation. What the Tales series are there. What?
I don't know. I've not played Tales. That's why. I thought it was
Yeah.
I actually thought it was a VN. Okay, no, it's
No, it's
RPG.
not VM. It's RPG. Japan
But
RPG.
yeah, but you know, I mean, it's not been. I mean, Japan RPGs always been there, correct? They've always
Yeah,
been a
true.
staple. I mean, Japan is Japan. They are not. Their multiplayer focus, right, is more focused on
Co-op.
mobile gaming. Correct.
Alright.
Their PlayStation is more for, or rather, their for example, multiplayer, right, would be like Monster Hunter on the DS or PS Vita, for
Vita.
example. So, but you look at the West, right? The Western gaming on the PS4, right, I feel has become a lot more single player focused. So your Sekiro 2 Shadows, no, Sekiro Shadows died twice. Your Spider-Man, Spider-Man's a great game. Your the
Grand
rebooted,
Theft
not
Auto.
really rebooted, but like the God of War series, like Daddy Kratos, the Dead of War series,
Okay.
Uncharted series, The Last of Us, so many PS4, which is why I'm glad I actually got a PS4 also. So many of these series are all single player, you know, and they have sold. Well, Red Dead Redemption, another one, also on the Xbox. Mass
What
Effect,
a shit. What a
all of
shitty
these.
game.
Hey, you know, but these are all games that are all more single player focused, single player centric. They have
Grand Theft
appeared
Auto.
now on the console itself, and I think it's very interesting because I feel like that there is this shift that is going on in between both platforms. Like now with the era of remasters, right? I have a feeling that we'll be seeing a surge in single player games. Okay, fair enough, it's older single player games where the formula is already there, but it will at least be single player games back on the PC platform. Versus console games, I'm not so sure. It might remain single player centric, it might remain multiplayer focused, I don't know. But it's just something interesting that I just realized just now. So yeah.
Oh well. Okay, speaking of shift, I need to shift my ass off for dinner. So, see you guys a little later.
Okay. Thanks for
Oh,
listening. Sorry, rant.
no problem. It's good. We have some topic to talk about.
I know, right?
Okay. Alright, I will be back.
Yes.
Bye.
We're doing.
I'm just teasing the AI.
Is he following you?
No, he's not. it's the patrolling that they do.
Oh.
Yeah, the patrolling.
So it's like you to back away lah.
Yeah. Oh, you hear that? You hear that? That
Nope,
guy in
I
yellow
don't.
upper head shooting at something. So the good thing about the AI is that they're very sensitive to which enemies where. So if you can't see them, you can't spot them just with your friendly AI.
I see. Destiny feels less like a connected story and more like a gear gacha simulator. I wonder why.
I wonder why too.
I wonder why.
Okay, I'm gonna go artifact hunting. Hey, you. Your aiming sucks.
What do you expect? This game is more than 15 years old.
This landscape it reminds me of a bit of CS.
Yeah. When you sleep.
Uh,
Okay.
Half-Life 1.6.
Right. So
Oh, those were the best days, man.
yeah.
Half-Life 1.6.
Every time that a mission occurs, I can go to these anomalies and look for weapons.
Тебе чего надо? Нет, стоит, молчит.
Okay, I'm looking for some booties. Wow, that one oh, you see that? You see that?
Ooh,
Oh, this
is that a rat?
yeah, it's a rat.
Dang. Them big rats too.
Wow, the one at Pripyat just now was really, really hard. That
You
was
survive.
like 30 of them. Oh. Oh, how come the color change all of a sudden? Let's see. Who might be here? I'm an ash heap now and it's sitting here, but right on fire from here.
Zap zap. Zap zap.
Oh, Joel, how bad is the anti-cheat system in Maple? I'm just curious.
Oh man, it's an age-old problem, man. Since like forever, he has been causing the server to hang. I think it's a lot better now compared to last time where it actually crashes the system. Sometimes even like when I say system, I actually mean like your computer. Sometimes it crashes your computer. Sometimes it just crashes the game. But it has never been intrusive. Like when you sign up for Maple, like the first thing that appears in front of the screen is like anti-cheat.
Uh,
It loads out the anti-cheat first.
so it's
So
just
it's like
shit
yeah, it's just crappy.
lah. I understand.
There's never been a better word other than crappy, and there begins the whole anti-cheat problem. You know, till today, like you have all the anti-cheat, right? But you have all the hackers everywhere still. So
Well,
anti-cheat,
that's jolly.
yeah.
Come here, baby.
Are there enemies that run away from you?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, just run. Why is he running?
Because these are the most cowardly of the bunch. Together with wild boars, then they are less cowardly lah.
Oh, it's irritator fake.
Yeah.
Man, it looks disgusting.
It tastes disgusting too. When your character
Yeah.
eats
How would you know?
because when your character eats it, he gets radiated.
Oh.
Yeah. So these no good. So there's a trick to looking for artifacts in anomalous areas. If you see something reacting with the anomalous field, or you see something bouncing around, then you know that there's an artifact inside there.
Right.
So you don't waste your time going around trying to look for whether there is any protection.
I get you.
Yeah, but this chemical one is a bit tricky. Sometimes you still flash, regardless of whether there's anything. Okay, you see something flash there? Yeah.
Do that again.
Okay, the green thing on
Uh-huh.
the detector. Yeah, that's an artifact.
Oh.
Yeah, but this constant beeping means that there is anomaly very close to it. So I shouldn't risk it.
Anomalies are dangerous, right? Artifacts are not, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's anomaly.
Oh, so that's so the flash means it's an anomaly.
Yeah, so when I throw the bolt in flash, it's anomaly. There we go.
Oh, the army med kits is heal over time, is it?
Yeah, it's heal over time. It used to be instant heal, but to up the difficulty on this run, this modification, they made it heal over time. You see the thing bouncing? Wait, let me show you. You see the thing, that red thing bouncing around?
I see flashes in the distance, but not red thing.
Okay, let's go closer. Yeah, you see it?
Oh.
That's an artifact.
Oh.
So that's how you can tell from the distance.
So when it turns red, it just means that you're near an artifact. Oh wait, so what's this fireproof?
Flames of hell.
Yeah, that you die.
They destroy the souls
Man,
of
heresy
man.
is hot.
Yeah. There's supposed to be one here, but I think it bugged out.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you not get it?
No, it doesn't spawn, it doesn't appear.
Oh man.
Yeah. Because some of these artifacts they bounce around and they bounce in the air.
Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes when they bounce in the air, then your detector can detect them, but it's not close enough for the artifact to manifest. Stop this swamp. This is one of the better detectors. The key points for you. The others is proximity, so the light flashes faster and faster the closer you are to it.
Okay.
You see that?
The big gas reduces radiation.
Radiation by 5.
Ooh.
The one I have right now is a jellyfish. It reduces by 5.3. Oh, this is so good. So once I
You can only equip one, man.
yeah, I have to unlock the slots.
Oh, I thought you unlocked already.
No, not yet. Well, different armor will
Oh.
do one start. If I get one that's something from freedom, I will have more slots available.
So how do you unlock those? On this
so
current?
You have to upgrade lah.
Oh.
Yeah, so if I can unlock one more slot, this is a -5 radiation. I can equip a flame. The flame will give me bleeding control +8 and armor +8.
But the radiation will be there lah.
Radiation's there, but because this guy is -5, so this will be nullified completely. So my bleeding will die out faster. Or if I want healing, I can do this one. But generally speaking, bleeding is better to settle first lah. Because when you bleed, you have blood tracks coming from you, and the AI can track you using the blood tracks.
I see.
Yeah, so let's say you're fighting out in the open here, then you run, then you turn the corner, and then you come across some bushes like that. They cannot spot you, but they can track you by your blood track. Then you come
Oh,
straight.
okay. Actually, is that a mechanic in the vanilla game, or is it a mod?
In the vanilla game, comp, yeah, I don't think so.
Ah,
I don't think so.
so it's a mod lah.
It's a mod. Yeah, this total conversion, this mod is a total conversion.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, should I go there?
That's a Plavny anomaly.
Okay, let me show you Platinum anomaly. I hate that place.
Why?
Bloodsuckers.
Ooh,
And they're like,
cloaked bloodsuckers, right?
hang on. There's a red dot on the radar that means that there is an enemy nearby. Oh, it's a zombie.
Huh.
Yeah, I see the way he walks.
Mm.
Zombie, 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 eh. In your head,
Chunky.
He's weak.
in your head, zombie, eh.
Okay, let's get into the mode. Oh, and by the way, with this mod, I managed to kill one helicopter.
Whoa.
Yeah, side note for
That.
relation is important, so your player here, and
What?
because I play as a loner, so I'm neutral to all these guys. But if these three show up, they're automatically enemies. And you can become enemies of mercenaries if you kill too many of them without being provoked.
Is it real time update?
It's a real time update.
Like that? Like it keeps track for you lah.
Yeah, I keep track for you.
In your head,
Then now,
in your head.
my rank is expert, the reputation is excellent.
Is the can the rank go higher than expert?
Yes. I think there are 3 or 4 more levels above that.
Whoa. Put the stock down.
So when Moleculus is tracking somebody, and
Oh,
the
you can just do
outline
that.
Outline is yellow, that means that they are neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's red, then
My radar should detect them anytime soon. There we go.
mm. Wait, just curious, why does the color change?
Because this dog is special.
Huh?
Yeah. It's
So it's so special it affects light entering your eyes. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
there's one huge enemy called the pseudo giant. Use that kind of great output as well. Okay, let's get this game going. Make sure there are no suckers.
I thought they are invisible.
Your binoculars can detect them.
Oh, serious?
There we go.
But they are supposed to be invisible. Oh man, look at him. He's stuck in the environment.
Yeah. Because
Good dude. Just put him out of his misery.
I should have brought my sniper rifle in. You're far away enough from them, so they don't turn
Oh, they don't turn invisible.
Yeah. But just wait till you're closer. You'll see what I mean. This one. Shit.
So
So you go in the water and you track them by the splashes.
Wait, serious?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I see the flash in the distance.
It's probably them, right? Ooh, nice. That one ugly looking.
Yeah, the artifacts inside there.
Do you hear bloodsuckers like creeping up on you?
Yeah, they kind of sound like.
Oh, that nasty.
Yeah.
That nasty.
Oh wow, it went right in front of me.
So they are kind of like different anomalies, like electricity.
Artifacts inside there. Can you see that?
How do you?
See the
Oh
Reaper?
wow.
You see the Reaper?
Yep.
Yeah. That's where the. Okay, close.
Are you suffering from radiation poisoning?
No, I'm not. But there's another.
Oh, there we go. Get the two. Get the other two.
Okay, my health is going down now. There we go. It's a sparkle. You see that? And see that thing? Oh, there it is.
Oh, hey, that's cool. So you got all three?
I got all three.
Nice.
Okay, so we got another bubble. We got a firefly.
Two fireflies now.
This firefly was from the previous anomaly.
Oh, right. Okay.
And we got the Bleachunk.
Ah,
Yep.
chunkers.
Chunkers. Yeah, so
Chunky.
this was a very
mhm.
but my armor is really low. I have to go back and repair it.
Ah.
Should I complete this? Okay, now what the heck? I'll complete it. It might make me an enemy of you. Yeah,
Can
this
you
is the guy
do
I'm
a
supposed to kill.
or like a assassination mission?
Yeah. So did you see the message? I seen Sergeant something. This is the guy. So like they either
Oh,
talk about each other.
right. Okay.
So that's man.
Spare him.
Yeah, I don't really want to fight. Yeah,
They've been good to you.
they're okay lah. They're okay lah. So duty and freedom are two different great factions. Freedom believes that the zone should be allowed to expand and that we should study it. Duty believes that it is their duty to study the zone and learn how to destroy it.
Ah.
Yeah, one believes that the zone can benefit mankind, the other believes that the zone is a dangerous. And then you have guys in the middle called Clear Sky, but the Clear Sky faction was too small. So after the events of the chronologically first game, which is Clear Sky, they disappear completely. And this mod assumes that the entire 3 games have been finished already.
Ah. Okay.
So in chrono order is Clear Sky, Shadow of Chernobyl, then Core Reaper.
Mm.
And you end up getting all the maps.
Wow.
And by the way, there's no fast travel.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Why?
because
Dang.
but
Not saying it's a not saying it's a deal breaker, but man,
but it's quite epic.
true though.
It's quite epic.
Okay.
Like I started from here, then I had to go down to here. Okay, so I came from here, I entered into the forest, I fought off bandits and monolith. I came here,
Whoa.
I rescued a couple of guys from my helicopter. I came here,
So that's when you shot down the helicopter as well?
yeah, I came here,
Oh,
nothing
nice.
happened. I came here, I ran into 4 bloodsuckers. Where else did I go? I came here, nothing much happened. Came here, nothing much happened. Came here, I don't think anything happened. Then I came here and I cleared out army encampment.
Oh.
Then I decided like I'm sick of fighting through the army. I was here. I was like I don't want to go back all the way here. So I came here, came to the cordon. I rested for 1 or 2 days. Then I went back here, went back here, went back here, went back here.
Wait, can you save anywhere, or are there only specific locations that you can save at?
You can save anywhere.
Oh, thank God.
You can even save
Oh,
in the
thank
middle of
God.
a firefight.
That's good and also bad. Because you save in the middle of a firefight, right? And the next frame is you dying. That means you've essentially lost the saver.
Well,
That's the way I see it.
this really makes you suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
been there, done that before.
Oh yeah, there was one assassination. There was one assassination I had to do. Where was it? Here. Okay, it wasn't an assassination, but I had to talk to an army commander about I had to talk to an army commander to say, hey, please let this guy off the hook. And I exited from here. And I came down here and I was like, oh, I'm near my target. And he started shooting at me. So
Happily asked you.
So earlier on, I had picked up a very powerful sniper rifle. I was like, okay, fine, they're shooting at me. I'm at a long distance. I'm going to use it. Shoot. Shoot one guy, headshot, and then mission cleared.
Seriously.
I said, okay. Okay.
That's quite surprising.
Yeah, so I cleared out about 20 of them, plus a helicopter and a BMP. Then I rested here. Then the next day, I just went all the way back to Jupiter area here.
Which is your most favorite area?
Jupiter.
Ah,
Oh.
Yeah, Jupiter is like my home ground. The only problem is I need to look for basic tools and advanced tools, then I can do
Which
all
they
this
don't
stuff.
have it there, huh?
Yeah, it's very difficult to find. It's very difficult to find. In the vanilla game, they're in certain areas, so it's a bit easier. For this one, you either pick it up in the world somewhere, or you can buy it from this
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I will.
Why are you deleting all your save files?
Because you only need one.
Huh?
You only need one. Okay, so anyway, let me start a new game just to show you one very interesting aspect they put into this.
Sure.
So you can choose loner, bandit, clear sky, mercenary, freedom, duty, Ukrainian government, ecologist, monolith.
Apart from the relations, right? What other bonuses do you get?
The area that you start in
Oh, or in the equipment as well.
and the equipment as well. But you start in monolith, everyone is your enemy lah. So
Why?
Because that's part of the story. The
Wait,
monolith.
wait. Scrub. I want to read the fanatical religious card. Okay, that tells me why. Carry on.
Yeah.
Sea consciousness.
Okay, so sea consciousness okay, very simply put, Stalker.
Collective consciousness.
Yes, collective consciousness. Stalker is the
Right. Okay.
equivalent
Yeah.
of Godzilla.
Huh?
Okay, Godzilla is a commentary, a film commentary on the hubris of humankind that tries to control the environment, right?
Oh,
And then you
right.
have
You're
got
talking about Godzilla as in the first Godzilla movie and
yes,
why it came out, right?
yes,
Okay, I understand.
1964.
I was like, how did this? Wait, you just compare Stalker to Godzilla? Like, where's the giant monster?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Understand.
Okay, the OC, the
Mhm.
OC Godzilla is about environmentalism, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Stalker is about how mankind tried to control noosphere. By the way, noosphere exists in scientific literature. I think so.
Wait.
Noosphere,
NOOS.
NOO, I think. Let me see.
It's in 40K. It's a postulated sphere or stage of evolutionary development dominated by consciousness, the mind, and interpersonal relationships.
It is a philosophical concept developed and popularized by the French philosopher and Jesuit priest Pierre Teilhard de Chardin and the
Not bad.
biogeochemist Vladimir Verdansky.
Oh,
Yeah. So, with
interesting.
yeah, so
Pseudoscience, but interesting.
pseudoscience. So the scientists tried to control the noosphere so that they'll make everyone in the whole world happy. There's no fighting, no wars. But they screwed up lah.
Clearly.
Yeah, and the sea consciousness were the group of so-called volunteers who interfered with the noosphere, and after the disaster, they tried to control it. Yeah. So the monolith arose from brainwashed people who did not become zombies. Then we have ecologists, we have Ukraine government. Okay, tell you what, let me put in a bandit. I will spawn at the train hangar, and I'll put Azazel mode. So in Azazel mode, death is at the end. Like, Azazel will possess a new body when you die, taking over the form of
Another random stalker.
yes. Then you have story mode as well lah. But story mode and Azazel mode are not compatible. So anyway, this will
So the resurrection mod is essentially a mod lah.
yeah, that's right.
Interesting. I like how it's like random body. That's cool.
Yeah. And I tried this.
Which means that you can actually loot your own body,
Yeah.
your previous body.
If you respawn in a body that's nearby lah. So you can see at the bottom of the screen your rank will increase. So it's rookie, trainee, experienced, professional, veteran, expert, master, and legend.
Legend. Cool.
Okay. So I am here, and the best part is all these bandits are my friends, but I can choose to betray them.
You can choose to betray any faction, lah, technically.
Yeah. So it become yellow. And now he's ready. So now I'm respawning. Oh, this is a great swamp. So I'll be respawning as a Clear Sky member.
So it will not be the same faction as well, lah.
Нафиг
It will
ствол.
be the same faction.
Cool. Okay. That's a nice mod.
Yeah. So basically,
Actually, it'd be a really cool mechanic. You know. Sorry, actually, side note. I was thinking that should have been a mechanic for Call of Duty.
oh,
Yeah.
Слушаю тебя.
it's a bit It's like already, it's not like
It's okay, just commit suicide. It's fine.
let me try and shoot this guy. Ah, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, not bad. Betrayal.
So you pick up weapons, right click, unload. Sometimes there are certain boxes, right? Oh, there's a character there.
Ooh.
Yeah, certain boxes that you can crack open. Boxes and containers. This one. Nothing inside. Sometimes the container you use sometimes.
Someone shot you. Why are they shooting at the ground?
Because I hit him, so he flipped.
Oh, so that was the finish. Right, okay. Games, just stand still. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so the thing about this AI is that if they can't track you by your blood trail, then and you disappear from their side, they will go towards your last
Or
known position.
like de-aggro lah.
They won't. They will go
Huh?
towards your last known position and try and track you down.
Oh.
Yeah. These guys are very, very aggressive. Oh, I'm spawned as a bandit.
Sucker.
The rest are still green because bandits are kind of like loners.
Oh.
Yeah.
And also no one saw you lah.
But in a way they saw you.
So they know they just don't give a shit. Nice. See you dive into that music.
Funky.
The bandits have the best music. This base used to be occupied by freedom.
Я не люблю ни молоко, ни мед. Я не люблю твоих печеных булок. Я алкоголик, ёбаный придурок. Алкоголик и
Oh, when he is
придурок.
exactly what you need. And then you shot him. Oh.
Алкоголик и придурок.
I'm stabbing it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute. What's the best fun you ever got in a box?
Magnets. Army magnets.
Yeah, backstabber.
Was innocent.
So with unload, you get more ammo. As long as it's the same ammo. See Oh, these are bandits. Why? Wait. Crap.
And was that a flashbang?
I saw it land right at my foot.
Yes.
French serial killer expert admits he made up his experience, even the murder of his non-existent wife. Those pigs?
Yeah, penalty.
Oh, wow, that's fast.
Yeah. There are 3 levels to all these status effects for your armor and for yourself. Green means it's still manageable. Orange, yellow means it's bad. Red means your shit out.
tell. Bandits again?
Yep, bandits again.
Betrayal.
So the reputation has worse now.
Can you imagine every single time, right? Like in this game currently, it's just a guy like, hey Dimitri, how's your rest? Oh, why Dimitri? Betrayal of highest order. And then all around is like stats of betrayal. Call of Duty equivalent. Not Call of Duty, like the stalker equivalent of a school shooter. Actually,
So you can
I know, right?
see like
Remember, no Russian.
no rush. Okay, the bleeding track doesn't really show up.
Actually, it's just more of a.
The bleeding track
It's like
does
an
show up.
invisible mechanic, right? I mean, it just allows them to track you, like. It doesn't show um, visibly on the ground, right?
It actually shows visibly on the ground, but not all.
Oh, it
grounds.
does?
Not all grounds.
Ah, okay.
This is.
Впереди! Чужой!
Oh, nice. Right in the firefight.
Yeah. So you can see that these are the leading guys. I am freedom. They are leading, so we're like just blasting each other.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Ooh.
yeah. So it's the other Zelmo lah.
Ah.
You know where the options as well. Previous balances, all the different maps. Events and missions, side stories, missions with those NPCs that you get caught out there and every part sort of kill everyone's
Oh.
face.
Wow, there's a lot of customization.
Yeah. Just a lot of stuff.
Oh, finally.
Why? How's the grind, Joel?
Wait for I need to get coins because today was a discount day. Get this ring that can sort of like build itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yay.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
now.
all for me.
No worries.
Yeah.
Still great
This
talking
is
to you all.
this is a good mod. This is a good mod.
I'm actually impressed by all the options. And like frankly speaking, right, if they updated this to like a modern interface with quality of life, um like this type of quality of life improvements, right, I can actually see myself playing it.
Yeah lah. Take your time.
Yeah, I know. You get through Black Ops first.
Yeah. Okay. See you lah.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.